Hey, what's up, yo? How y'all doing? How you doing? Welcome again. The opinion don't matter. How's everybody doing? How's it going? Hopefully y'all having a blessed, very blessed, very blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully all is well. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully all is well. And that's real talk. Had to doing something and trying to get myself situated. Um, it's gonna be slow motion today. No hype, possibly not. I don't know. No hype, no this and that. Um, Give me a second because I got to keep my accounts up. I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth to some extent because I'm keeping a watch on things as they speak. And yes, I'm most of today is probably going to be based on the stock market, and because I don't talk about the stock market a whole lot. When I do, only is because I see the possibility of some opportunity. Hey, Queen, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Yes, all is well. Yeah. Yes, all is well. A world away from here. How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. All right. Wait, a world away from here. I know. I'm. Um. Oh my God! I just lost my frame of thought because it's something totally different. But what's your name? Your mama's page. Um, I'm assuming that was your mom's page because it didn't say the Joyce Art on it. It was another name, but I just assumed from based off of how you sent it out that it was when it was about the tomatoes that it was your mother's page. But either way, make sure that we don't forget to try to get you guys to let everybody know what's going on while we're on this live. But God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button. Yeah, and it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You guys are always there, and when I'm on my lives, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to support each other in everybody's journey, try to help us reach the goals that we're trying to reach, or even further. But yeah, today I'm going to get into some stock market stuff. I'm gonna give everybody a little bit of a time to get in. Queen, I see that you said you was going to be taking some notes. Um, just hey Joyce, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Making sure y'all please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, you might want to consider that. Not just to my page, but all those that are in the chat. Um, yeah, I'm going to get into a little bit of stuff today. I'm gonna give people a chance to kind of click in. But what's up, Mr. 47? How you doing? God bless you, brother. God bless you. God bless you. I'm gonna give people a chance to get in. Y'all know when I turn it this way, I try to get out of all of the rhetoric and stuff like that, especially when I think when it's something of substance that may help somebody. Of course, today I'm kind of keeping an eye on my crypto. This is not so much about crypto, but I just noticed that cryptocurrency it dropped last night, which it does it all. It seemed to regularly do it on a regular basis somewhere around Sundays. And this is never a guarantee when I say this stuff. It's just crypto have a tendency to fall on Sundays, and I've been watching. I watch this stuff a lot, y'all. So a lot of time when people be thinking I sleep early. Hold on 1 second, y'all. What's up, man? My brother 47, man. Good to see you in the house, bro. Good to see you in the house. Oh, crab fries. Y'all, man, we ain't left crab fries yet. I gotta get up there and get me some myself. I gotta take a ride to that place and get me some. So my point is I'm going to get into some of my dividend stocks. Basically stuff that I already have invested in. And like I said, I never suggest people to buy stuff. But if I was intending to buy, and today was one of those days I was going to buy, then I would these are probably the things that I'll be putting some money in. I always call what the way I invest is that I call it broke man investing. And the reason why I say broke man investing, I tell people all this all the time, is because if you broke, you got $1, $5 to spare, you can do what I'm doing. That's why I call it broke man investing. Investing. The way that I do it, I try to simplify it as much as I can to make it easy for myself and anybody else to follow the same course that I'm doing. Am I rich? No. Am I telling you how to get rich? No. The reason why I invest the way I invest is solely on the basis of the fact that I'm trying to build an income for myself um, and my family. And that's the reason why I do it. So I buy and I hold, and I, for the most part, chase down dividend stocks. Dividend stocks are stocks that companies probably, in most cases, have established themselves, and they pay out a dividend based on the people that are holding shares if they purchase it at a certain time, at the right time. So, just so y'all know, when companies that do pay dividends, this is something I don't know if I ever got into. If you Google the company and you find out that it pays dividend, you usually can take note of the history of how they pay dividends, how often they pay dividends, and how many times they actually paid them out. So take into account, let's say somebody like Walmart, and you put in Walmart stock code, it'll tell you historically wise what Walmart what how much dividends Walmart paid and historically how often they pay it. Usually, I know Walmart does it on a quarterly basis, but that will give you an indication of historically wise when they paid it out, how often they. Now, whatever the other part about that is that you got to watch is that they have a cutoff date, meaning that let's say I wanted to benefit from buying Walmart stock and I wanted to start collecting dividends. So they will announce when they're going to pay out the dividend, but you will have to purchase the stock, not a whole share. In most cases, you just have to invest in that stock before the cutoff date. So they'll say, okay, if you purchase Walmart stock before, I'm just using numbers, 12/12/20, you'll get the payout January 15th. So you will have to buy the stock before the cutoff date in order to get the next benefit payout, dividend payout when the actual dividends start to pay out. If you buy it afterwards, then you'll just be holding it till they announce it again. But that means you're going to miss that cutoff date and possibly have to, and then you're going to have to wait till the next time they pay out dividends. Just so y'all understand what I'm saying. So the way I build my portfolio, my personal portfolio, is that I have stuff that pays every month. I have a lot of stuff that pays every month. I have a lot of stuff that pays every 3 months. And because I'm so spread out and I have money in so many different places, I see dividend payout almost every single day. Almost every single day. Does that mean every single day of the month? No. But for the most part, probably 80 to 90% of the month, days of the month, excluding weekends, of course, I see some type of dividend. Is it a lot of money? No. But if you're accumulating that money every single day over that over a month time, it adds up. And so that's why I invest the way I invest. But looking through my own again account and some of the ones that I would look into if you hear. Now here's the thing, and I didn't tell y'all this before, but I'm gonna let y'all know now. And if I didn't, I might have and just forgot that I did. But there are 2 dividend stocks that I have money in, and these are like ETF stocks, meaning that they're made up of more than one company. And I do have money in that actually pays dividends weekly. Just so y'all know, they pay weekly. So I'm gonna mention those 2 stocks first because I think that's important for somebody who wants to say, "Oh, I only have to wait a week to see some type of dividend come back." Yes, you would only every single week you will see dividend coming back out for these particular stocks, which is XDTE and QDTE. Just so y'all know that. The stock codes again is X D T E, and the other one is Q D T E. Now, if you want to know the history of those two stocks, all you have to do is take those stock codes, Google it, and then add in dividend history, and it'll tell you how often they pay out dividends and how much it's been paying out dividends, just so y'all have an idea. I do have money in both of them. Not a whole lot, but I do have money in there. And sometimes if I see them fall, the price falls enough, I will put more money there. This is why you have to not go in my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. This is the reason why you don't go into the stock market too fast. This is just how I do it. Some people will say, no, I'm going to just put a bunch of money real fast. I try to maximize my return, even though I have most of the time have no intentions of selling it. So let's just say one of those stocks, and I think one of them is at about $35 and the other one's probably at like $45 a share. All right, let's just say I go look at that graph that they got in there, and I see across that graph that at some point within that, I say maybe a year, because I usually look at about a year. Let's say that stock was at $30 a share, which is a little less than $35. Some people may be okay with paying $35 and be good with it. I'm patient. I'm very patient. So I'll wait it out and I'll try to catch it at a lower price. Why? Because I want to maximize the percentage of dividend payout based on the prices that I actually pay for the stock. And that's all I'm trying to do. Does not work 100% of the time. Sometimes I'm over patient and it just went the other way. And then I'll be like, I should have bought more, but that's just what I do. And like I said, it's no guarantee that it's going to do that, but I do exercise a whole extreme patience when I do invest for a reason. But I don't cry about spilled milk neither. Meaning that if it goes up and I didn't get a chance to put no money in there, I close the book on that one for now, because it still doesn't mean it won't happen. That means it might happen down the road. I'll go look for some other opportunity. But those are the two. They actually pay out dividends every single week. Now, the ones that I'm looking at in my account right now, that if I was going to buy some stock today and I'm looking for the possible opportunity to buy and invest in something. The other ones would be MSTY, which I do have money in. That one pays out dividends every single month, and it actually pays out a pretty hefty dividend. Now, I might have mentioned this stock code before, but I'm just bringing it up again. But I might have mentioned this before, but I'm bringing it up again because today, not that the stock market dropped a whole lot, we probably would possibly see better opportunity, but I still think it's fair enough to say that, you know what, even if I don't go too hard, putting a few dollars there right now wouldn't hurt. The other one is WCN, which is waste management. Actually, it's called Waste Connection. And again, I might have mentioned these stocks before. Doesn't really matter because it don't matter if I repeat myself. Even if you have stock in there and it's down, you might not know it right now. So I'm telling people that these are the ones that I'm into. These are the ones that I'm looking at today because of the market. Took not a hard fall, but enough to say, okay, let me see, it might be opportunity. The next one is SD. Okay. Thanks, Joyce. Appreciate you very, very much. So if y'all see what she site that she put in, a link that she put in, if it's somebody might want to click that link and then they can take a look into it. SDIV, which is like a global ETF. I've had some of these for years. And I'm actually in the red with some of them. I'm in the red with all the ones that I mentioned, meaning that they're cheaper right now than I originally paid for it. SDIV, again, that's one I'm just repeating it so that make sure everybody get a chance to take notes. This is not as the other one is QXSQ. I hope I wrote that right. Yeah, it's QXSQ. That's a very cheap one, but I do get dividends from them, and I've been getting it for a while, and it pays every month, and it's relatively in the red with me. pretty good. Understanding that whenever you invest in, there comes risk with that. So if you're not okay with losing your money, because I'm okay with it. It happens. It's going to happen once in a while. Now, honestly, has I lost all my money in the stock market? No. Have I made a couple of bad investments? Yeah. But 95% of my investments, actually, I could say more than that, are doing okay. I made maybe one or two investments that wasn't dividend. They actually wasn't dividend companies at all. But I have made some investments that went sour. And it happens. I got a few more that I'm gonna mention, but I just want to say that, so you got to be okay with when you're gonna have these moments where the stock market's not gonna do it, and some of these companies will perform. So that's why I always tell people, when I invest what I'm willing to lose. That's it. I invest what I'm willing to lose. Now, am I okay with losing? No. But I have to have that mindset, and I have to keep that mindset, because otherwise I'm going to be operating out of fear, and I'm never going to take advantage of the opportunity, because I'm going to let fear dictate what I do, as opposed to not letting the fear paralyze me. I don't take advantage of it. So that's why I do it that way. That's why I keep my mental that way. So that way I don't be afraid to take risks because something went bad, as opposed to looking at all of the stuff that went good. The next one is DVN. Like, I'm not getting into the details of what these companies are. If you intend to invest in them or something like that, I would suggest that you would do your own research. I mean, I don't think none of us are children, which I don't. Whenever I do my videos, I make sure it says not for children anyway, just because I never know what's going to happen in the lives and stuff. So I always click not for children for my videos, because I'm not here to try to indoctrinate somebody's children on my political views and stuff. So that's why I do it, because I never know what's going to happen. They're your children. You should be teaching them whatever it is you want to teach them. The next one is BOND, which is like a bond. Again, BOND. All right, y'all. This is the new channel that she was talking about, that we were talking about. So for those that are in the live, give y'all a chance to click there. All you have to do is actually click hers and go to her channel activity. You can subscribe to the channel right there, and then come back here and we continue to go on with the show. But definitely give her a follow. I'm already following. I already subscribed. I'm already on the books. Yes, there y'all go. Right there. Joyce put it in the inside the chat. So all you have to do is click on that. But please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. That way, and I love the fact that most of us, there's a variation of things that we all do. Like, I'm all over the place to some extent, but the part that I do love is that, like in her case, her daughter does, A World Away From Here does a lot of the collaboration music with all the beautiful sceneries and stuff like that. And so I appreciate that. Queen Sackcloth, I think she does like open box videos and stuff like that, on hers, on her channel. Out the Pit, of course, we know he has two different channels. One with his podcast. Actually, he got more than he actually. Now I found out he got 4, I think 3 or 4, but 3 of them I know for a fact that I'm following. Yes, my audience is assembled. Yeah, right. So Out the Pit has, I noticed, the sport one, that he was doing the sports stuff, but he also has the podcast one, and he has his regular Out the Pit one, or whatever case may be. But again, and he does like, I go in there and he's human. He throws they throw their questions out and stuff like that. So it's a lot. It's very entertaining for me when I'm on his. Now, y'all know Jay does reaction videos. So he does his reaction videos of people doing evictions. And sometimes a little bit different, but again, a variation, top to bottom, hair care, skincare products, health issues, taking care of the whole body, taking care of the whole system. And we actually have the opportunity to go purchase the very product that she makes and talks about, and we get a chance to take advantage of all that. And I mean, again, and then we have the political side, which is me, You got 47 who and Outlaw who are patriots, patriotic people. They got their own content. 47, he's a tractor trailer. He see a lot of stuff happening on the road. Sometimes he put the videos out, whatever it is. But there's so many things that everybody's that are doing. It gives you when we're supporting each other. It's not everybody doing the same thing. So there's a lot. And now we have I'm sorry, y'all, just thirsty, dry mouth. I had some water. Now I'm drinking soda. I usually have coffee, but I ain't feel like no coffee today. So, and now we have Till You Get It Right. With just starting her page, just starting the page, just starting the videos of I think she's jarring tomatoes or whatever, but it says coming soon. So I just hit the notification and we'll see how that go. But this is how you assemble your party. You know what I mean? And everybody working together and support each other at least gives everybody's channel a early start and an early jump and helps to encourage them along. I remember when the World Away From Here, when she first started her thing, where it wasn't that many people on there. And now look at her subscribers. Her subscribers since she started has increased dramatically, like a lot. She has a lot of views on her channel and everything. And I know compared to when you get ready to start up until this point, a lot of times you leery and you worry like, I don't think people are going to like what I do. Hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, I think I might have been on it, but I have to check it in a minute. Give me a second. I have to check, but I think I use a lot of different sites. Sometimes I go to Dividend channel. Sometimes I use the NASDAQ. But sometimes lately the NASDAQ has been weird because a lot of stuff haven't been showing up on it. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe they revamping it or something. I don't know. But I use the NASDAQ. I used to use the NASDAQ a lot. I used to do Dividend channel a lot. Dividend.com. Something I forget what it was. But yeah, so I agree with you though. But I think people, like for me, I go to where I'm comfortable at. So once I look at the analytics, sometimes people put too much stuff there, and I'm like, I don't care about none of all this stuff y'all talking. So I look for simplicity. Okay, Waste Management has an annual dividend of $3.30 per share, a yield of 1.46. Dividends is paid out every 3 months. Last ex-dividend date was June 6th. I'm sorry, January. June 6th, 2025. See my point? So she went and did her homework a little bit, and she's just basically telling y'all what information that is given you for its ex-dividend dates. Now, of course, when you're doing videos and you're trying to get to that, I give y'all what I go based off of what's in my portfolio. The reason why I mention the ones that I mentioned is because I might already have money in it. I have already had money in it. And I only tell you that because if somebody was planning on buying something, I will let them know, these are the things that I'm in the red with. Meaning that you can purchase those stocks at this moment less than I originally bought it for. And some of them substantially less. And some of them not, but some of them substantially less. Here's my point. DVN, right? Which is Devon Energy. That's the company, Devon Energy. My average cost is $36.70, right? Yeah, so my average cost is $36.70. The stock price right now is $33.30. That means that someone will be purchasing it currently right now less than what I originally bought it for. Now, I probably bought it a lot higher than that when I first bought it. That's just probably where I got my average down based on me putting more money lower to bring down my average. But even at a $36 average, I'm comfortable with that average. It's actually lower than my original purchase price, meaning that someone's getting it at a bigger discount than I got it at. And just so y'all know, and then that particular one, they pay out 24 cents a share every 3 months. Now, she mentioned the percentage wise. Joyce mentioned she didn't mention it, but she put in here. They actually she she said the yield of 1.46. You got to understand that yield right there is going to always change. And you can make that yield better by how cheaper you get that stock price. That's why I'm very patient on when I purchase the stock. I try to purchase it at the cheapest price possible to maximize my return, my percentage return. That's all. I mean, so again, that's why I do it that way. But so like DVN is the reason why if someone was going to actually purchase that stock today, currently they would actually be getting it roughly almost $4 a share cheaper than what I paid for. But my reason for it, it doesn't matter because I'm 9 out of 10. I probably bought it high, but I probably only put $5 for the very sake of I know that it has a tendency to drop down. The more it drops down, then I go heavier and I can lower my average. And at some point, sometimes it'll end up going up, and then now I'm in the green with it. So it's a slow walk, and that's why I tell people if you do it the way I'm doing it, you're probably not going to get rich, but you can definitely build an income. And I don't know if I mentioned the last two of them, which was SCHZ, which is an ETF, and AGGY were the last two that I meant to mention. I don't remember if I did or not, but those two stock codes is SCH letter Z and AGGY. Now they don't do as much up and down as some of the other ones do. The dividends aren't the best payout monthly wise, but they do pay every month. But they are like ETFs that's made up a lot of stuff. If you go look into what is in the ETF, it'll give you a better idea of whether that's a solid ETF or a higher risk ETF. But they all pay out dividends and they all pay it out. They pay it out monthly. Sometimes people like ETFs because they're made up of more than one company, which allows you to diversify. That's why I say I take diversification to the extreme, because when I invest, I diversify. I'm very extreme when I diversify. I have my money invested in almost 500 different companies, different stocks. Just the way I am. A lot of people say that's a bad way to do it. Some people say it is. It is what it is. It works for me. I don't not what nobody else do, because I think people does what they think works for them. But it works for me. And that's the only way I look at it, is that I want the income. I like making the income because I used to oh wow. I now see that I didn't know. I got too much to keep track of. That's actually information for me. Because I'm being honest with you, I got way too much to keep track of. I do read all the stories. I spend a lot of time watching watching that. But that's new information for me. I do get a lot of the emails. I do get a lot of the reports that I look at, but I got way too much stuff to even know half of what's going on with these companies. I have to trust the fact that I just made a good investment. And I don't know. It doesn't mean I don't know anything. It just means that I know people like energy. We need energy. Across the board, we're going to need natural gas. You're going to need energy. And this is what it's going to take. And so me, I look at it as this is something that everybody uses every single day. And I'm going to invest. And that's that. Now, I can't take for how people run the company and how well they manage the company. That's the risk part. But everything in life, to me, in my opinion, comes with a risk. So it is what it is. But that's good information for me. That's actually good news. So that might go up. I mean, I'm in the red. I'm not badly in the red, but I'm in the red. But I'm okay with it being in the red because I get dividends every 3 months. So as long as I hold, eventually I won't lose. If it goes up and I'm still holding, I make the money, but I never sell half the stuff. Most of the stuff I never sell anyway. Once in a while I close out a position, but the vast majority of the time I'm just constantly buying. I don't use I don't use no money out of my paychecks and stuff like that no more. I just recycle the dividends. I used to have to do it that way, but I've been doing it for so long, and I've been collecting dividends so much that there's enough coming in with the dividends that all I have to do is take that same money and recycle it back in. Either I'm investing in the same company, I'll leave the money sitting there and it'll collect interest, or I'll just take the money and invest it into something else. Simple as that. And something like that. And listen, but and to Joy's point, like that's why I like it when the shares go down. Like today, the stock market is down. I want it when I'm ready to buy something. I want it down. What's up, Chips for real? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. When the stock market is when I'm ready to buy, I want them stock market down. Like I'll be looking for it to go down. But as a whole, it's not all down like that. So I have to go and cycle through small, different individual shares to see how far those went down, and then that might trigger me to buy some more overall. Like today, I did buy some more stuff, but it was the MSTY. Now, if anybody MSTY is an ETF, earnings ETF, and I'm be honest with y'all, if y'all go look it up, right? My average cost, like I'm in the red with that right now. The stock price is at $17.80. My average cost is $20, a little more than $20, $20 or some change. But my average cost is $20 and some change. Current stock price is at $17.80. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. It was probably down to it was actually down to $17.60 earlier today, a little earlier. But just to give y'all an idea, I don't have a lot of money there. I'm working on it because I do want to increase my position in it. But every month, it's paid me around $1.18 a share. I'm just estimating because that varies based on how it closed out for the month. But I want to give you an idea of why I like dividends so much. Let's say, for the sake of, you had $10,000 and you just dropped it right where that company is. Again, investments come with risk. And I'm going to divide that 10 grand. I'm just going to go with $18, even though I know it's a little lower than that. I'm going to just go with $18, right? I'm sorry, I just screwed that up. Read that up. My damn, my 18. Yeah. About point. Stop it. That would equate to about, why is this thing giving me such a hard time? This is crazy. I feel like I can't do math no more. So you're probably gonna get around, I'm gonna say about $65 a month. Based off of that, I know I'm doing something wrong. I think my brain is fried. But I'm assuming it's around $65 a month. Yeah, it's somewhere around $65 a month. So if you had 10 grand and you just dropped it there, you're gonna get about $65 in dividends a month if they paid it out around that price every single month. If they paid out, but I know that that varies with that company. That varies with that company. I mean, with that ETF, but on the low end, about $65 a month. But it all depends on how the stock is performing because that can flip. But again, that's that stuff. But I've had other ones. The dividend return is a lot better. Um, where like the one AG&C is still sitting under $10 a share. If I took that same $10,000 and dropped it there and waited for my dividends every month, that's going to almost be around $120. You know what I'm saying? Now the difference is the one is an ETF, which is a little more safer risk than the other one, which agency is just one company. So you kind of got to weigh it out. Like, okay, do I want the bigger money with the higher risk, or do I want something that's a little more spread out? It's an ETF, may run a little less risk, but I'm also not going to get back the dividends off that same 10 grand. So if I was to take 10 grand and put it in the agency, and if the company's performing well in the stock and they keep paying the same dividend that they've been paying out, that's going to equate to about $120 every month. I take that same money and put it to MSCY. That's not going to give me the same monthly dividend payout, but I still, again, I do look for stuff that's solid. Some of it is a little more riskier than others, but that's why I invest the way I invest. I have a good chunk of money in agency, but that's why I invest the way I invest. And now the other ones that I said pay out every week, if I'm not mistaken off the top of my head, I think it's about 15 cents a week. So that is a different animal. And I say is that's that same $10,000. You divide that by the stock price, which I think is about one of them is about $35. Right? I think it's about $35. 10 grand. You can almost come out about the same. Actually, you might come out a little bit better. It's going, I don't know. That equates to about $42 a week. Roughly. So $42 a week ain't bad, but it comes out to almost about $120 a month. Actually, no, that's like 180, 160, something like that. 48, that's about 160. So again, but the more patient I am, the more I watch it and be more patient, I try to catch it at the lowest possible price. That's why I don't go in too fast to get the best return possible. But that's my whole point. My point is you just don't know. And it always based off of how these companies pay out dividends. If they're going to stick to the price, the dividend that they actually pay out, because that can go up, that can go down. The dividend can change. Things can go bad, and they can say, okay, they can't pay out the dividend anymore. There's a whole lot of other risk that goes along with this. It's not like, oh, it's guaranteed. Just like anything else in life, nothing is guaranteed. But that's why I spread out and I keep my money and take advantage of many different opportunities I can. And it works. Like I said, it's not the way to get rich, but it does work for me. But I try to once in a while I get in here and I start talking about this stuff. When I seen the market was down a little bit this morning, I said, you know what? I said this might be a good opportunity if somebody on my channel was intending to take advantage of the day, possibly make some money or possibly buy some dividend stocks. they'll know what I have. They might get a chance to buy a little bit cheaper than I paid for. But either way, it is what it is. And that's an opportunity for anybody that may want it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I decided I was going to get on here and emphasize on the dividend stuff before I get into anything else. I might come back later for the smoke. Depending on how I feel. I wanted to get on here and get this part of it out of the way. Hopefully somebody got something out of this, and I wasn't planning on being on this live too long. I just wanted to get this part out of the way. God bless every single one of y'all. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. Make sure, I'm sorry for those that may be left on here. Of course, I'm going to have to try to remember this again. But till you get it right, there's the YouTube channel right there. Till you get it right. Make sure you guys are following, and we'll keep shouting her out as often as we can. As much as we can remember, we'll keep shouting it out so that she can get that, her base support in and grow from there. And that's real talk. God bless everybody. God bless everybody on the live. Thank y'all again for sitting in there and listening in. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. Like I always say, make sure y'all make God y'all in your life. Let him guide you, let him lead you, let him direct you. And pray for me as I pray for y'all. And that's real talk. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. I might pop up again later. But I'm going to get up out of here. Every last one of y'all, please have a blessed, wonderful day. And I'm out of here. Peace.